Can we just be?
But we talking about Til Death Do Us part.
Right. But in my head, that's what really happened.
Come on, Bryan, let's have fun together, the two of us.
She did business. You was thinking business relations.
The Lord must have said it again. He said, "You mean to tell me Cynthia's my wife?"
Yeah. And she glanced at me, and it was like this magical, just sparkles
like
that was
word.
just.
It defines a moment to where like every word is triggering.
But you always, I will have that conversation. You save M, okay?
You want to say the closest
No, I enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Interesting how communication stopped.
So much change. You don't need to be like that. You need to get over it.
It's the product of consistency, so I can't really.
I mean, and this was his exact words.
Repeat that again.
We can do the dash show, we can slow down.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been even a discussion.
No.
Now, when you say respect, and this brings me, because I've always said this about Pastor Nick in your story, the respect you have for him, when challenges occur, the respect is what held it together.
Yes, it's something a man must have. They must be respected in their home and just out and abroad. We set the tone.
And when you say respect, that's so broad.
You got to step up.
When I say,
Right?
yeah, well,
she said the man, that a woman has to respect the man.
I'm
They
sorry.
need that.
Yes.
I want you to touch on that a little bit because right now a lot of our men are not being respected by the wife in the home because of anger.
Right, and resentment.
Yeah.
Because I resented him, and I was bitter, and I was very angry. But I knew. See, this is why it's so important to have God in your life, because when you measure your life to the Word, it gives you that power to be respectful when they don't even deserve the respect.
That's good.
So being that I always wanted to please God, I did what I was trying to submit. It was very difficult when someone's out, right? And not doing what they're supposed to do. But I just basically, what I consider respect is how I speak to him in public. Can he lead me? Can he tell me what we're going to do, or do it always have to be a debate? It shouldn't always be a debate if he's the leader.
That's good.
And then remember, I come from parents born 1922.
Yes,
so I was kind of molded because Big John ran the house.
Gotcha.
Mommy did what Dad said.
Okay.
So I was already kind of pre-molded into that. So I let him lead, and I followed. And for us to respect in the house with the children, they never came before him. And then again, I grew up like that. My mom served my dad before he served us. I mean, it was real old school how I grew up. It's like Color Purple. And I never let them talk about him, even though he was staying out. I even laughed for him. Daddy's at work.
Wow.
I never wanted them
talk bad in front of the kids.
Never. All I was going through, I put him to bed. I would go in my room and cry. But I never, Dad is working. He'll be here soon, and all that type of stuff. But the respect of them not talking about them, talking about him to them.
That's smart.
When Dad says something, I agree with Dad. Pick up the paper. Not because I'm mad with Dad, and he tell him that how we put children in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And I'm because I'm upset with him, and he tell him to do something. I'm like, you know what? You don't have to go into your room. The worst thing you could do.
And Pastor Nick, how much does hearing this and knowing that weigh into how you see your marriage today?
That's good.
Well, I mean, I think Fran and I have just, we've come a long way. I think there's still work to do with the kids, or they're not kids no more, our adult children, because dynamics change, right, all the time. And another thing you got to realize is when two people really become one, jealousy is an interesting thing. I would caution young couples like you got to be careful how you treat your daughter, because your daughter can't be before your wife.
It's happening.
And you see families where the father doesn't like the wife, so now he's going to treat the daughter like he should be treating the wife.
He dotes on the daughter.
Now he ends up making the daughter and the mother have an issue because of the father. So Fran and I have become so close that it, it's. I mean, she's gotten. We both have gotten pushback because of our love for one another. It's us,
even from our kids. They can't
from
split
our
it.
kids.
Or they can't split it. They've tried to go around
the
me.
kids?
Oh, yeah.
I've had that happen. Ask him for something, and try to go around me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he'll
So
say,
you always
let me
say,
talk to your mom.
Yeah.
I knew that was
Yeah.
going to happen.
And then when they let me talk to your daddy. It ain't never just, and I'll go tell him, we need behind closed doors.
Of course.
But we ain't never going to be divided by
Let me go talk to your
nobody.
mom.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
And there's
I love
that's
that.
the reason why I asked that is because a lot of times people, I'm gonna use this word maybe a little too strong. They envy something without understanding the context of it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Judge the
it's-
harvest without knowing the seed sown.
Exactly.
Oh,
and I'm
yes.
saying, it can only weigh heavy in your heart to hear the respect that even in that season that was maintained to where it's like now, I mean, you can't talk me out of what I'm going to do for my wife. There's
Well, yeah, and that, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You hit it on the head.
Yep.
They see things I do for my wife today, and it can be a little bit, it can be a little bit,
people think, yeah.
My wife gets whatever she wants, and people have a problem with that. They really have a problem with that. They really, I'm talking about your own family can have a problem with that. Yeah, my mom talks about my wife to her face. Oh yeah. Okay. What did she say to you last time?
I don't think we should repeat it.
About what? Oh,
She said, I don't think.
yeah. Oh, my mom's a trip. So yeah. Anyway, but yeah, my mom jealous. My sister
People are
jealous.
jealous
My
of your
sister.
relationship.
I mean, people.
because nobody can't come in it.
Right.
Y'all solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will try to split that thing. People don't like it when they can't travel around you. People don't like it. I've had people come and try to talk about Nick to me. And I just really build him up then. I said, oh man, he's so good. He's so great to me. I just really prop him up.
How does that work in ministry? Because you guys are both pastors.
We don't have any problems because he's always talking good about me.
Yeah.
I'm always talking good about him. And nobody know not to say nothing bad about me. And they know because of how we handle each other and love each other.
I tell
They
the
know.
men in the church
We
all
don't
the
have no
time.
problem in that area.
I tell the men in church all the time, I love Pastor Powe. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
I love this man. I mean, I just love it. Was different, right? And it's like I try to tell people, because I got on people at the church a long time ago, like when thank God she's not here. She used to drive this little Mercedes. I'll never forget this. And he's buying all these new cars. I'm like, whoa. Let's get Pastor Deborah a new car, right? Because to me, if you love Pastor Powe, then how can you not love what he loves the most? Right? And that's how come I feel the way I feel about y'all, right? I mean, if you love somebody, right?
Yeah.
How do you not love what they love? And this is why I try to tell the men at the church, don't open my wife's door before you open your wife's door.
Please
Wow.
don't.
If you're not going to open your wife's door,
Yes.
don't come fronting and open my wife's door. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because that's phony. That's religion.
And it's going to cause
That's
some
what that
problems.
is.
It's going to cause some resentment at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, be man enough. If you don't respect your wife, then just be quiet. You're going to respect my wife. But just be quiet and go on about your way.
That's that hood in the guy.
It is so true. Unfortunately, it is true.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it does resolve around that word that you're using, is respect. And love is a big word, and it encompasses a lot of attributes. I would say respect is a attribute that love needs. And when there's no respect, it just don't. That's what the fruit of it is. The fruit of it is, why are they opening up Pastor Frannie's door, not their own wife's door? Because they have no respect for their wife, but you are commanding respect for yours.
Right.
And so it's like the respect.
Yeah.
You know that saying too. People always say respect is earned. Pastor Frannie respected him. Even he didn't earn it
Because she honored God.
because she honored God.
The respect came from honoring God, not respect earned.
Yep.
Her book talks about it. That's what she talks about.
I just was not that this is this.
Okay.
But just talking about the honor code. I preached a message at our church called the honor code.
Right.
And honor simply says, I treat things with the same weight God has given it.
Wow.
That's what she did.
Wow.
And
She didn't really respect me. She honored me. That's
it's honor. Honor says whatever weight God has given it is my job to give it the same.
right.
you know, it's above me.
That's right.
You
It's
know,
above me. That's it. Yeah.
it's above
right.
me.
That's
It's
right.
it's called honor. And it's dwindled,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I also, if I could, right, pull back later, because you just said something, right, that you know, and this may be, you just give if you could give your best shot at it, right? You know, because it's interesting, right, that there is a respect. There is a respect, and we know that respect is first because of a relationship with God, right? And we understand that we honor what God says, honor marriage, right? You honor this covenant. And so even when the people a part of the covenant may not have earned respect, I honor God and what he said this is supposed to be, right? And so my question would be this, right? Like, how would you tell a couple, or what would be a roadmap to saying, hey, we keep talking about love, but we need to get respect back. Like, what would be something you would say, hey, this is a building block to bringing respect back to your marriage?
Spiritual alignment. Sit down with the Word of God. Write down things that y'all can 100% agree on that the Word says. Stop all the faking. If you don't believe in tithing, write it down. If you don't believe in serving, write it down. If you don't believe in praying, write it. But write down the things y'all agree with. 100% can align on and start there. And then write down the things you don't and get those things that you align on crystal clear, and then start working on the things you don't align on and try to come to a compromise, come to a place to where you can either agree to respectfully disagree or continue to work on it. I don't know. What do you say?
I say that's good. I think before we get there, I think we have to do Ephesians. It gives us what to do, the man and the woman. And I tell you, it really works. The woman, he told us we had the power to build or tear down. Notice he spoke first to us, and then he told them to lay down their life. I guess because of what Eve did and her being controlling, he spoke to us first. But anyway, he said that we have that power to do that, and he told us to encourage. I mean, it's a long list. Venerate, reverence. I'm like, where our list, Lord? But anyway, there was no list for us. But anyway, this is the long list of things. Appreciate. All these type of things. It makes the man gravitate toward you.
Absolutely.
And when a guy don't feel appreciated, loved, well, he's supposed to go to work. Yeah, well, you can still say thank you. You don't have to. A lot don't.
Right. Hello.
Yeah, a lot aren't
I appreciate you doing
aren't going
that.
to work. So I say start there. Both of you. Stop with the negative. Always picking out the problem. You got this. You need to do this. So say, you know what, man, you good at this. Man, you know what? I know it. Thank you, man. And serve one another. But most of the time, we have to start it. And then I notice when we start, they want to be around us. They want to be around. So they're always talking about what they did wrong, and they want to be around you. And the next thing you know, now they want to maybe bring you a gift. And then God told them to lay down their life for us. But I think they have a problem laying it down because we're not giving them that nurture they need that we give our children. Now we'll tell our boy, oh, come here, baby. And we you can do this. But I mean, husband.
I think,
get away from me. What's your problem?
Ooh,
grow up. And it just really, really hurts the design. What God wanted for us to be and become, that one and that love, it just really destroys it because it's a makeup. We talk about it's a role. These are designs. He made us to be nurturers. He made them to need respect. And if I left Pastor Nick today, God forbid, but if I did, I still would be a nurturer. Women tell me, I have to do everything. When they go, y'all still doing everything because we're nurturing.
I like that.
This is what we
said when he go, we still doing everything.
We still, they come so tired, man. You don't even have a husband. Why you tired? You can stop when you want to. But we're nurturers. Wherever we touch, wherever we go, girl, you can do it. And they need that respect.
That's so
that. You know
good.
what, man? You my hero. You all that.
I love that.
You got this. You can do this.
I love that.
And they make a mistake. Don't freak out. We'll be all right.
I love what Pastor Nick said. Well, you said
and
about
it just
Pastor
brings
Nick.
the alignment. I think.
You said something about Pastor Nick and Pastor Nick said it several times. Pastor Nick said he worked 2 and 3 jobs to make sure his family was okay. I respect that as a man. And you were doing this before you were saved. You just knew that I am the provider, and that even if your wife was working, you had to make sure that she or your family was taken care of. What would you say to young men? Because there is a young generation that they're not going to get 2 and 3 jobs to make sure their family is okay.
And they should.
And I was going to ask Pastor Nick, what
They should. That's one of the problems. I'm sorry.
because a lot of them see it as 50-50.
And that's the problem.
But what do you say to a new generation? Because
But that's being taught from the woman's side.
She want equality.
The women want it equal. The Bible never used the word equality. We need to stop that. First of all, either you could be greater than a man or you could be beneath a man. But this whole equal thing, first of all, the only time a woman's supposed to submit to a man is in marriage. When you're in the workplace as a woman, you're a king. You're not a queen.
Compete.
You're a king. You're a king. The Bible called kings and priests. There are many women CEOs that are reigning, ruling, and dominating. That's a king.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot of these little things that are a little bit twisted up.
Yeah.
But it's got to be y'all. And it doesn't matter as long as it's y'all. In other words, I did all of that, but I never doubted for a second that if I went down, my wife would go do whatever it had to do to keep our family going.
Absolutely.
She had my back that way. So we just had that respect tit for tat, if you will. But what I would say to young men today is there is nothing more. So the first thing I would do is sit down and set expectations around provision. A lot of people come into these relationships. First of all, he's a $50,000 a year guy. Now, is that are you okay with that in this season?
Correct.
Doesn't mean he's got to stay a $50,000 a year guy. But don't go looking at my wife's diamond ring.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then,
ask her for a ring.
I saw Pastor Frannie's ring. No. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's
you don't
not
know
right.
what went into that ring.
Yeah.
He said they got a little piece today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And
I love that. He said, be okay
Where
with
you
where
are.
you are in this
Right.
season.
Right.
It's only
right.
a season.
I used to tell my wife, I give you a great example in our church. Pastor Deborah started wearing St. John knits. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Everybody in the church had to have a St. I told my wife, first of all, you ain't wearing no St. John knit. Number one, I'm not paying $2,500 for a suit for anybody. That's number one.
Anyway.
We're not, and I
we didn't
explained,
have it.
but it's not, listen, like I told her, it's not my heart's desire for you to have the best. But that's not where we're at.
Not in that season.
We're just not there. Okay? But I watch people, how do you go finance a woman's suit?
Yeah.
How do you go to a store and finance? So people would do this. But my wife understood that.
That's an you can finance
you know when my
here
wife
now.
wore her first St. John knit? When Pastor Powe passed away, I took her and she wore St. John knits to his homegoing because he loved St. John knits. And I took her. And guess what? When I brought her that St. John knits, I could have bought her 50 of them, right? Because we could afford it. She could have whatever she wants now, but there's seasons. And I think I think that the young man has to have that conversation.
Has to.
And now he's also got to be willing. It's real easy to figure these things out. If you make a substandard pay, working 40 hours a week, that's, at or below the poverty line, then you got to work.
You got to get another job.
I'll give you a great example. Athena came to me one time. Dad, I'm doing everything your way, but it's just not enough. I hear what you're saying, but you don't understand. What don't understand? So she brings me all her bills. Okay. She was back in the day, she was making like $2,200 a month. She had just enough. I said, man, this is great, Athena. She's like, what's great about it, Dad? I work my butt off. I got just enough to remember. I said, the great thing is now you can get a part-time job, work an extra 20 hours a week, and you can save all of that. She didn't even, the generation,
Yep.
She said, what do you mean? I should be able to live good working a 40-hour week job. It's the same nonsense you hear going on with this whole minimum wage nonsense. Minimum wage was never designed for working class people. It was for kids to have when they're in high school or in college or a first job. That's what minimum wage was. Why was it minimum wage? Because they were minimum requirement jobs. You can't pay a person advance money for doing a minimum job. You want to make money? Solve a problem.
That's
Solve
good.
a problem. So again, if you're a young man and you're there, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I worked at a gas station. I worked at a Leslie Bakery. I worked for my father. Do something. Do something extra.
And that's why I was trying to get to the reason
And
why
she'll
you
respect
honored
you.
and respected is because you're not at home like, oh well, that's all I got.
Right.
I've seen it in my family where our men work multiple jobs for a season to make sure their family is okay. So your advice to young couples, bro, you're gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to work.
Pastor Rashida, I worked when I had my marketing company. I worked every Saturday. I worked every Sunday. I worked every holiday. Wow. Do you know when a holiday comes like Labor Day just came?
Yeah.
Even now, I look at my wife and said, praise God.
Yeah,
I used to go out and knock on doors. I used to work those days. 4th of July. Why? Because everybody was home. 4th of July, Labor Day, Easter, all those holidays. I worked them, right? How many people won't even, they got a regular job. They won't even take the overtime of double time or time and a half to work a holiday. Oh, no, it's a holiday. I got to have. And another thing. Can I just say one more thing?
Oh, yes.
This thing about vacations. Yeah. These young people don't even have a savings account. But the wife we need to go to dinner. Why? Yeah. Why? We didn't have a vacation for how many years?
Long time.
It's a long
I
time.
didn't go to the movies for years.
Yeah.
I had the babies for years. I didn't go to the movies.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you how long it was. Because I remember how long it was. We saved money. We finally got enough money saved to go on a vacation. And we were revealing truth. This is how long in our marriage it was. Yep. And God told us to sow it into the dome land. And we asked our children. We sat them all down. And we said, we got $5,000. We were going to take y'all to Disney World.
Okay.
But we want to buy this extra parcel of land so we have complete ownership of the whole lake. Mm-hmm. I said, we want to sow it into the church. What do y'all think? And they all looked and they're like, yeah, let's do it. My kids were always wanted to give to the church. But we did it. We made the decision as a family. So I remember how long it was. And then let me tell you something. And this is what I tell people. We sowed that seed into the dome land. From that day to this day, we have traveled the world.
VIP.
We have went everywhere we've ever wanted to go. Yeah. We've never been on I've never went on vacation on a budget. Yeah. Never.
That's amazing.
Never. I go where I want to go, when I want to go, and I don't charge it. Yeah. I got the money to do it. I believe it's that seed, that sacrificial seed. Yeah. I just believe that.
Yeah. And I think, seed, time, and harvest. I think that the greatest challenge of this generation is time. Mm-hmm. Time is something that you cannot escape. And it's also something you cannot control, right? That God controls.
Have you ever heard Prince's song where he talks about time being a trick of the devil?
I never heard Prince's song, Time Being.
He actually talks about Jesus. Yeah. And he talks about time being a trick of the devil because God never intended for us to die.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. And it's something that they would love to control. In other words, it's like, I'll go get that extra job for 3 months. I'll go get that job for 4 months. And they're trying to just control it all. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate when I see it, because I know a lot of times what is making them do it is the pursuit of things that are vain.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't have the endurance to actually wait for harvest, because what got you started was vain. What got you going is vain, and you're looking for. You're gonna need. My point saying this, in order for someone to be able to take on that extra job or do that, you're gonna need strength that comes from God.
Yep.
And so it's not just simply a choice you're making. It's a decision God is bringing you to make. Yeah. But when God knows the root of you wanting that extra job is a selfish pursuit, you're not getting the strength from him to even endure those extra hours. You're not getting that. And so that's when you end up striving, self-effort, end up being burnt out, end up being stressed out because it was all about gaining something.
No patience.
Well,
Yes. It wasn't, I'm just to finish this piece. It wasn't the pursuit of being the provider.
Right.
It was the pursuit of being the man. There's a difference between the two.
Absolutely. The man.
That's
When
good,
you
Pastor
said
Bryan.
you said it really, really well. You weren't doing it to be the provider. You were doing it to be the man for the thing, for the vein, for the material. It's so much now people are doing it just for a thing, for me to go on vacation, for me to do a thing. They're not looking at it in a big picture. And what I could say respectfully about you, we sold our house. Most people, especially the church community, were shocked that we sold our house and moved into a townhome. It was more to us than what we had. We were doing what God said do. And now we're in a smaller home and in our townhouse, and we are just as happy as could be. But people couldn't connect it. It wasn't about.
Well, it goes back to what you just said. It's because God told you to do it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I mean,
Exactly.
I know where my mentality is, and so I know a lot of people they're just growing, and I've been very blessed, and I also understand that heaven and earth will pass away, but it's God's word. That's not just something I quote. That's something I live.
That you live.
And
absolutely.
so there's only so much value I ever put into any material thing.
Yeah.
And so, but that's a mature place, and so a lot of people are growing to be able to do that. A lot of the men I meet that struggle with this is, they're trying to retire their wife, and with, like you say, retire their wife. But they don't actually have the worth ethic.
I had a couple of my church. It was so funny to me. The lady comes up to me. Her kids are finally grown, so they're grown, and it's like, well, yeah, but I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I'm like, now's the time to make some money.
But why?
What do you? Y'all are behind. Again, and then I say y'all are behind. People got this. I think this whole money thing. The challenge people have is they don't have money goals. And when I mean money goals, everybody thinks of money goals as I want a car, I want a house, I want a watch, I want a vacation. Those aren't money goals.
Right.
Money goals should be emergency fund, 401k.
Right.
What are your financial
legacy.
savings goals? But people don't think that way. I just went through a thing with a person in our church that was having financial challenges. This person was spending $900 a week on Uber Eats.
Wow.
But it's not taught. You know what I mean? Like our generation is not taught about savings and 401k and everyone that's my age group, they're not even thinking about that. They just thinking about
Here's what changed it for me.
Yeah.
Jesus fed 5,000. What do you feed 5,000 with? What do you feed them with?
Fish.
Yeah.
Oh, the fish and the loaves.
Yeah.
Two fish and 5 loaves of bread. Nope. We're told that our whole lives. Go read the scripture. The Bible says Jesus took the 2 loaves and the 2 fish and the 5 loaves, and him and the disciples sat down and they ate. They didn't feed nobody with them. They ate. Then it says when they were done eating, when honor was put in place, they were done eating, they took the crumbs. And in the crumbs, they fed 5,000. Our wealth is in our crumbs that we waste every day. You don't even need another job. It's not even about another job. It's about managing the resources God has given you today. It's in the crumbs. If you two go through, we can do it right now. I preach it, and we can go through it. I can sit y'all down right now and go through our last month of bills and find our crumbs, probably $5,000 worth of crumbs. This money we just blew. Didn't even think twice about it. Didn't need to blow it. Shouldn't have did it. Like you said, I could have called you and got the keyboard. Instead, I spent $5,000. same thing would have been accomplished. I didn't even ask God. I just went and did it. See what I mean? So this is what's wrong with us. We don't, and here's the problem people don't get. Corporate America, they sit in boardrooms every day and they plot, scheme, and scam how to dislodge that money from you. And let me tell you who they're coming after, y'all. They're coming after your kids. They want your kids to want everything. They're painting those images in you because they know once they can get you to understand you got to save and you're never going to tell your kid no. Never going to tell your kid no. No, not my baby. No. Are you listening?
Good. No, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but most people get into that because they don't have a plan. They don't talk. I got a question for y'all. Y'all have had all these questions from me. I have a question for y'all. So one of the things I'm running into a lot of, and I want to know, because it sounds like you're talking to a little bit of a younger generation, but I hear from them, and you're talking to the church group. I hear a lot of young people don't want to be married today. Do y'all hear that?
Yeah.
They just don't want to be married. Man, I don't know about being married. And I hear the men.
Yeah, it's a lot of men.
My son. No, Dad. No, she ain't getting. No, they just want to marry you for your money.
Yeah.
My son, I mean, he is 100 about that. He just does not like that because Nick Nick is building wealth.
How old is Nick?
26.
Yeah. No, it's
Nick is 26 years old. He owes no man nothing. He owns his car, has almost about $70,000 in the market. I mean, he's building, and it's like he says, if I go,
They don't want to be married, but they do want somebody toward the end, though.
Yeah. So
I've seen people.
They want the benefits of marriage.
Yeah, companionship. Yeah.
So, but to answer your question,
everybody wants that.
You're absolutely right. Is there been a growing trend of people who are saying we don't want marriage, and we're good without it? Absolutely. And it's unfortunate, but it's I love there's this saying that says how generational things work, right? That if the grandfather likes it, then the grandchild will be interested. Like it declines. Basically say, hey, if the child witnessed the father and their parents struggle in marriage, then that child's perspective is going to be that marriage is a struggle, and then they're going to pass down to the next generation. Don't do it because it'll kill you, right? Like it declines, and I think that is. But I also believe this, and this may be a little on the deeper end, that I believe that it's an agenda of Satan. Absolutely. So I believe that the minority is being represented like the majority. I believe that advertisements, I believe that TV shows, I believe that social media, I believe that the algorithm, I believe that these things are tuned to make what is actually the minority seem like the majority so it can actually become true. No, I don't think it's true yet.
I don't think that's right. I think you're 100% on. Because, I mean, just look at commercials today. How do you have all these commercials with gay couples now? Gay couples make up what, 3%, 4% of the, and it's nothing against gay people. I'm just saying, if they don't make, why would advertisers do that? I mean, you should advertise to your target market, but to your point, there's just a greater agenda out there of people trying to change I believe, to your point, our values.
Yeah, trying to change the values. And unfortunately, there isn't enough, right? But we're doing this here. We're having this podcast. There isn't enough of people who are enjoying marriage talking about what they're enjoying at the same rate. You know, there and I think a lot of that is just a lot of pettiness, right? That you are withholding what could be helpful because you have a small issue, not valuing the greater issue at hand.
Do you feel that the marriages that you talk to, one of the things I got from Fran a lot, even in the bad times, was, again, like the Three Musketeers, right? One for all for one. I always felt from her, she was 100%, 150% on board. I watched her walk away from her family for me. I told her, I said, we can't bring our kids around your family. I watched her do that. I watched her walk away from her church. I remember when I got her to come to Revealing Truth, I mean, she caught so much. This has been your church since you were 5 years old. Don't let him take you to another. And that Pastor Powe, he's all about money. I mean, we went there and without hesitation, when she sensed that I had a made up mind about something, she didn't follow me. She was with me.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
That's good. Pastor
She didn't
Nick.
follow me.
I like
This
that.
wasn't her following me like a little puppy dog.
Yeah.
She was with me. When I went to Revealing Truth, it was a greater attack on her than on me.
Right.
Because it attacked her religious posture. Pastor attacked it.
Yeah. You know, and I would say, the big difference, right? And that's why I asked one of those questions earlier about it is, you said, man, I knew that if she got pregnant, that we were going to be together. Well, that's because there was substance there. There was something you knew she valued. This generation marries image, not substance, right?
good.
They marry image, not substance.
stuff.
Then once they marry the image, then they find out there's no substance. So then they try to retroactively create substance within marriage, right? And if you say, well, what do I run into the most is they find out that the image didn't have substance. And so then now they're trying to, I'm gonna say they're trying to Hail Mary themselves into a great marriage. Like they're trying to just rev back one touchdown pass, one decision, one move is going to make all of this.
But I watch people, Pastor Bryan, I don't know if y'all do y'all do marriage counseling? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I watch people in marriage counseling where I've sat down. I'm talking about with seasoned saint, mature. Matter of fact, one of the leader in my church. And I'm not ever going to tell somebody, but I will ask questions to bring it to the surface. And then you got to do what you want to do with it. If I ask you questions that lets Rashida know that you don't understand money, you don't understand finances, you're not a saver, you're never going to be because you are consumer obsessed, right? I can't tell her, hey, that's something you need to, but you bring it. And then I've watched them where it comes, once they make up that decision, they're going to get married now. Yeah. And it comes to light, they still just follow through with this stuff.
They can change.
Yeah. And so, I mean, absolutely. I have 3 little guidelines, which probably don't surprise you because I work very structured. So my number one thing is I don't counsel anybody who has been married more than 4 years. Right. Because anything you're dealing with, that's what happens. After 4 years.
We counsel them. We just send them to somebody
my
else.
point is to say, after 4 years, then you should be able to articulate what we are going to fight for. Wow. Right. Because if you can't create substance in 4 years, then maybe there isn't substance here. Right. That at the end of the day, you got to have weight. I call it weight. You have to have weight when you're wanting to fight for something. There has to be something here that is on the line. And so a lot of reasons I say, so we're going to wait 4 years and see if there's even some weight here. There's some substance here. And if you can't clearly communicate to me what this is, what we're fighting for, what we're protecting that God wants to do, then what are we doing? And that's the problem. A lot of times they don't even know what they're protecting by staying together. They don't know what God is doing with their marriage. And so then we're trying to use the word of God to protect something that God ain't even doing. And so I'm like, we have to find what God's doing if we're going to use his word to protect it.
Gotcha.
And then secondly, I tell them, it's like I say, you can't Hail Mary yourself into a great marriage. You can't just rev back with 4 seconds on the clock and just hope someone catches the ball in the end zone. No, that if it's a journey, then you have to treat it like a journey. And so then I give them this little 3-step little thing. Whatever it is you're fighting over. I have the husband say how he feel. And then I ask the wife, I say, hey, what's one thing he can do to take that? So I make him put him in the scale. We're not going to deal in obscurity. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? If they say it's a 9 out of 10, Pastor, then I say, okay, what's one thing he can do to move it to a 10? But what's one thing he can do that'll bring it back down to an 8? Right? That you have to start to treat it like a journey, not like one decision. You can't allow it to exist in obscurity. You got to get the feelings out of it. You got to get the emotions out of it. Yeah. I feel what he did was bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad? Like you can't just be like, oh, it's bad. No, on a scale of 1 to 10, was it a 7 bad or a 5 bad? Mm-hmm. Like oh, it's a 10, Pastor. Well, what can make an 11? Like they're worse, right? I'm saying that to say that this generation loves to put things in an uncurable box. They love to keep things undefined so that even when you're trying to fix it, it just gets elusive. It's like then you're just but we're not playing ping pong, we're not going match for match. But if you're saying like this is what happens with this generation, they try to just make it uncurable. They ping pong. It's a lot, but you almost have to drill them down into substance and say, no, did we get from a 4 to a 5? Did we get there? Because the image they see is perfection. And so whenever they don't get perfection, they think that it's all failing. Wow. And that has to do with the social media feeds.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know what? If I don't get perfection, then we're not doing good. And so then you got to bring them into reality and let them know, hey, listen, your marriage may be a 4 today, but maybe next year it can be a 5. If that makes you mad, if slow improvement makes you mad, you don't understand that this is a journey. There's no Hail Mary.
Right.
Marriage. But that's it, Pastor Nick.
That's how you get to 41 years.
That's how that goes. But I've talked from I said it's amazing. It's been a fun journey. But I want to say, I did marriage counseling with a couple that was married for 48 years, and one's as soon as a couple months, right? And so it's a wide range, but there are an amazing amount of similarities, truthfully speaking, though. But yeah,
it's been good.
It's been good, right?
It's been good. I think we touched on everything except one thing.
What thing we didn't touch on?
You never asked the question about what is something that they are mad at that they can laugh at.
I feel like there's so much that they could.
No, now currently. Remember, you always ask that question. Now. What is something that currently makes
that used to be mad at that you just laugh at today?
Something recent. Or could it be in the past? Yeah. Bryan always asked couples that, and it's funny.
Well, when she went to the hospital to get an MRI done, and she took off a $50,000, $60,000 diamond ring and put it in the middle console of the car, and then proceeded to valet park the car with a 3-carat perfect diamond sitting in the thing.
Okay. I hit it. Come on, man. You making it sound real bad.
So, yeah.
I hit it down in there.
Yeah, now I can. And now
he said he was mad, but now he can laugh at it.
Pastor Deborah always blamed me for that because she said I should have insured the ring.
Uh-oh.
So I always on our trips, I always get. See, it's double. See, I get 2 of them teaming up on me, so I get I don't get to win those battles. But yeah,
so she lost her ring and he was mad. But now y'all can laugh about it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, kinda.
I got a bigger brother.
That was good.
No. The only people who can laugh about that are people that never worked for $60,000. I mean, but anyway.
Don't go there, Bryan. Powe. He looked at me because I lost my ring too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but we could.
Well, she didn't lose hers. It was stolen. So
I would say mine probably was stolen because I put it one place and it's not there.
So you know what I'm talking about, Bryan?
But it's funny because Bryan can laugh at it now, right?
I think I'm still in the numb stage. I don't know if I processed it. So I didn't get mad because I didn't process it. It happened. It did happen. I don't know where I'm at.
But you know what I was mad about? I really wasn't mad that she lost her ring. I was mad because it was my desire to take that ring and then upgrade it.
And he did.
Yeah. And I
Win-win? It was was a
But the reason why she got all these rings, just so y'all know the story behind the rings, is when we had been married for 10 years, on our 10-year wedding anniversary, we went to Las Vegas. And I made my wife take all her jewelry off. So I used to buy her watches and jewelry because I was a gambler. So that's how I would save my money.
Okay.
I would let her wear a little bit, and then I'd get it back. So we went to Vegas, and I made her take her wedding ring off, her Concord watch, everything. I pawned it all because I went broke to gamble.
10th anniversary.
Our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Man, God is good.
And she gave it up. She gave it up.
Because she honored you. Okay.
No, because he was real mad.
He was real mad.
So let me.
I'm like, but
So let me tell you why.
Yeah, take the ring. Give me the ring. No, it wasn't nothing nice about it. Wasn't no honor.
It's
I
all right.
walked all the way to the desert.
You still
I was so
here.
mad with that. I walked all the way through Vegas. I hit the desert. I walked so far.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So that's why
believe
she got these ring upgrades.
Oh, man.
That's why I keep
I
telling
enjoy
you,
y'all so much. They
you got to know the whole story.
You
gotta
know
know
what I'm
so
saying?
many stories.
Some people still in their pawning season.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
And the reason I felt justified taking the ring, the jewelry, all that, is when we got there, we were checking in. So there was a line. This was back before VIP, and I wasn't a VI nothing. So I told her I couldn't wait to gamble. So I said, you get in line, you check us in, I'm going to be right there. So I sat down at the blackjack table. I bought in for $300. I told the guy, just give me 3 blacks because she ain't going to be long. I'm playing $100 a hand blackjack. Pastor Bryan, I couldn't lose. She gets to the table. I'm up $1,800 by the time she checked us in. So I colored up. I got 3 purples. I said, take these 3 purples. That's $500 each. I said, go to the cage and cash them in. I'm going to just sit here and play with this $300. By the time she cashed in the $300 and got back, I was up $2,500 more.
Wow.
So I did that again.
Yeah, got me going back and forth.
So then she comes back. By the time she comes back, I'm up another $2,700. I'm up like $6,000-7,000 in 15 minutes. So finally she's, I knew you were going to do. So she starts throwing a fit at the table. I knew it. I said, okay. So I told her, cash me in. So I took her upstairs. We did our thing and she fell asleep. And I snuck out.
This is real talk. This is real rawness.
Yeah.
I love it. This is real and raw.
Greg, I went back downstairs. Hold on, I got to tell y'all. I went back downstairs. I never won another hand. The black cat got me.
I was always a black cat. Anytime he lost anything, football game,
I went through that.
all the black cat came in the room.
Pastor Bryan.
Get out of here.
I went through that 7. Pastor Bryan went through that
41 years.
7.
I love it.
The black cat.
Oh, you want to tell me what a black cat she is?
Every time he lost,
Pastor Bryan.
just walk in the room.
Pastor Bryan, when the Bucks were playing Philly in the playoffs to go to the Super Bowl and they were driving down, when she walked out of the room, Rondé Barber made the greatest play in Bucks history.
He believed it.
Oh,
He called you the black cat.
The black cat.
It's all right, Pastor.
No, the black cat got me. I'd be like, yeah.
So anyway,
I'm going there
we're going to
again.
end the show with that.
Yeah. I'm going in there again.
But anyway, that's why she gets
mad
the
with
rings, because it's my way of saying I love you.
I'm sorry.
And I appreciate you.
I enjoyed this
Yes, I did
so
too.
much.
Pastor Street, anything you want to say before we close out?
I love them. This is so good and so encouraging. 41
Well, we
years.
love you guys too, and we want to just tell you that we're as y'all know, we're very, very proud of y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. Your generation needs it.
They need you
y'all need it. We gotta pray. And it's funny. The first core value of Life Transform Ministries is building strong Christian marriages that build strong Christian families, that build strong Christian churches. And it does start right here. Yeah. And I think that we as the church, and it's so good to hear y'all getting this message out, we have to beat the drum about how important it is that we win in marriage. It's like Nick said to me, my own son said, well, Dad, y'all, the Christian, we're worse than the world. And what do you say? Because it's factual. Mm-hmm. It's factual. And I like what you said. I'm gonna meditate on that and pray about that. what you said about they're chasing the image. I think that helps me because that's real tangible feedback that we can take back and we can talk about that. We can build something around that. How do we shift them from being image minded to being substance minded? But then the greater question comes that you guys raise, do they even know what substance looks like?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Well, we thank you guys for being here with us, and we thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Till Death Do Us Part, and we'll see you in the next one.